Okay, the much awaited and anticipated interview sit down with Conor McGregor and Tucker Carlson has just dropped. That's the hipster way of saying it's just been put live. It's been dropped, as they say. And earlier on today, if you haven't already seen it, I did a preview of this interview. And the reason why I did the preview is because the location has stirred up an awful lot of controversy among some people, questioning the location of this talk. Other people don't seem to be so concerned about it at all. So if you want to get the breakdown on that, why you should be concerned or why you shouldn't be concerned about that, go and check out my previous upload. But as for the actual video itself, it's just been published. It's about an hour and a bit long or so. I'm breaking it down into a few bite-sized chunks. I'm going to have minimal input into this, but I'll just jump in at relevant points. And it's quite an optic and certainly has caused quite a furore. The fact that this is actually being held in the headquarters of Freemasonry in Ireland, in Dublin. However, set that to the side. Let's hear what's being said, because some people are saying, well, it's all about the message. That's what's most important. So we'll hear what's being said. And again, if you want to get a breakdown on the location or why it's significant or maybe it's not significant, go and listen to my earlier video. And by the way, massive thanks to everyone that continues to listen to these video clips that I'm making and leave lots of comments, leave positive feedback, some critical feedback as well. Everything is welcome. Thanks to everyone for subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't already done so, consider becoming a channel member. That will get you access to a weekly members only question and answer video that I put together, and then we can interact directly in the comments to that, because it becomes difficult to pick up on what everybody's saying in these public posts. So consider becoming a channel member if you haven't already done so. And in the meantime, this is the first section of the interview between Tucker and Conor McGregor.
Yes, this is one of the great, Dublin's one of the great cities in the world, for sure.
The best city in the world.
You can make a claim to that.
For sure.
Walk around Dublin for a day and then, think of 5 better cities. Not possible. It's an amazing place. It's an amazing country.
I'm just wondering, by the way, it's been a bit of a bleak day here when he says Dublin's one of the greatest cities in the world. I'm wondering, was he taken down Moore Street? Did he have to navigate the squads of pickpockets there? Or was he possibly taken through the Ilek Centre where there was a big stabbing incident recently, or any of that? A little bit of lighthearted humour. So I'm wondering which parts of Dublin Tucker was actually taken to. But let's get into it.
How's the country doing?
Like a lot of countries in the Western sphere, it is being governed by people with ill intentions of its people.
Yes.
And, they have not got the interests of their people at its heart.
No.
However, our country stays strong. Our people are strong-willed, strong-minded, and we are of amazing spirit. And it's about highlighting the issues that are going on. And as we have been doing, it's turning. We will get there. I am not going to sit here in front of you with a doom and gloom about the things that are going wrong. I will highlight for sure, but I will highlight the solutions and the resolutions and where we are headed, and keep the outlook positive.
Yes.
That is what has worked for me my entire life and my entire career, where I was able to rise up and do things that were once considered unattainable.
Yes.
So here we have McGregor. 2 points to take away from that, talking about the spirit of the Irish people. I don't think there's any Irish people listening to this now that would not agree that we are a unique people. The Irish fighting spirit, the Irish spirit of community is second to none in the world. There's no two ways about that, and maybe even people listening in from outside of Ireland would agree to that if they've ever been here, they've ever came here, they've ever been hosted by Irish people. I think they would agree to that. So that's point number one. Point number two is he mentions about he feels things are turning at the minute, and certainly we're at a cusp. Whether or not they actually turn or not, we are at a cusp where things could turn around. Wokeism seems to be dying. People seem to be more disenfranchised, disillusioned, downhearted, angry with the way things are going, the way schooling's going, the health service, lack of homes, open borders. Are we at a turning point? I think we are. Is the spirit of the Irish people being quenched or attempted to be quenched by the Irish government? I think it is. So those are two noteworthy points. The spirit of the people of Ireland, and also we're at this turning point, or things seem to be turning. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that? Do you think they're turning, or do you think they have a long way to go before they even start turning? Or do you think there's no chance they're going to turn again? Leave your comments in the comments box below.
You know, I kept a positive outlook, and that's what I will urge my citizens and my countrymen, my fellow countrymen and women to do. And that's what we are doing. You know, we had a great moment in the Oval Office with President Trump, where we got to speak, and before the press in the White House, where we got to speak our case. It was the first time it had happened in our history, really, where we felt as a people, someone spoke up about our issues. We often hear, and very hastily hear, about overseas issues or foreign affairs, and we hear about it so much that we are left scratching our head. Well, what about our issues?
Exactly.
What about the issues the people of Ireland face? And that is a rising sentiment that is taking place behind the doors of every household in the country.
That's a very fair point. This rising up of people scratching their heads and looking around at the state of play at their own doorstep and asking the question, well, why is so much focus being placed on events that are happening overseas, wars that are happening overseas that nobody has any part in, but yet withal the government seems to prioritise those issues over and above the issues that are affecting the people of Ireland. Okay, north, south, east and west.
What about us? And right now, the citizens of Ireland, not only do we not feel like first-rate citizens, we don't even feel third-rate citizens in our own country. So, you know, we continue to highlight the wrongdoings of a minute government elite, and it is minute, you know, and what they are doing. You know, they are using intimidation tactics, they are using bullying tactics, they are using diversion tactics, they are using public funds and public wealth to enrich private people and private industries to alter the thinking of the public. And we say no more. And we are in the midst of highlighting it and continuing our motion towards the betterment of our country and the saving of our great country. Ireland is God's country, and you will not go against the nation of Ireland.
Let me say one thing here for the people that are listening to this particular clip, or me commenting on something someone else is saying. There's no two ways about it. This is a big platform for the issues that are affecting Ireland to get out to the world. Some people will be concerned about Ireland, other people won't give a damn about it. And yes, there are two high-profile people speaking here in the shape and form of Conor McGregor and Tucker Carlson. But do not underestimate the power that you have to also be able to get a message out there. There are people in your inner circle that will never listen to this video. There are people maybe in your friends group that don't care about this video. But you can get through to them. You can drop messages into Facebook groups. You can drop messages into WhatsApp groups. I'm nothing. I'm just sitting here in a room with a microphone, staring at a computer screen, making content, just pumping it out there. And some people are taking it and throwing it out into other places. You can do that too. You don't have to look good. Hell, I don't look good. You don't have to sound particularly good. You don't need a fancy studio backup. You've got a mouth. You've got access to the world out there through the internet. You, whoever you are that's listening. So don't underestimate the power that you have, or the part that you play in all this too, in getting this information out to the world. Just thought I would say that to give some people a little bit of a G up.
We are peaceful, we are not harmless, and we will continue this journey onward.
We are peaceful. We are not harmless.
Fact.
Amen. You could be describing the United States in everything you just said, that all the conversations about foreign policy in our country, it's about the Middle East, who cares? Eastern Europe, double who cares? And very little about what's happening to the people of our country. And you feel that here.
That is, I feel it's even magnified more here. I feel in this administration currently in the United States, it seems an America first stance.
Yes.
And it's a very welcome sight for us over here. We wish that for us, Ireland first, but I feel, and as many of my countrymen and women feel, there is almost like an incentive to speak your piece on foreign issues. If you think about a raise or your next job or your next position, that is where we feel our government elite have their eyes on. They have their eyes on the next role for themselves. And then in order to get that next role, they must speak their piece on foreign issues and nothing to do with Irish issues.
This is another thing that you see a lot on the streets of Ireland, on the forums of Ireland, people getting obsessed about foreign wars happening here, there and everywhere. Worried about, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? What about what's happening on your doorstep? Is that not the most important thing? If your house is a mess and your house is falling apart, literally, the place in which you live, the area in which you live, the country in which you live, surely, in the first instance, your attention should be diverted there to look after your own neighbourhood, the people in your own area. And if that's sorted out, and if there's a capacity there to then go on and bring other people in or help other people or send aid to other people, well then certainly it should be considered, but not at the expense of your own country and your own people.
Issues. And then, lo and behold, an announcement of a raise or an employment in the European Union delegate, and then off they go on their merry way after a running riot on Ireland, and zero accountability of doing so. And it's no more. I'm not sure where people think they will go in this small island. You will not destroy Ireland.
There you have it. That's the first little segment, and this was part of the introduction in that interview. You will not destroy Ireland. Well, the bottom line is the buck stops with the people of Ireland. And if there is one takeaway from this interview and what I have just said, please, whoever you are listening to this right now, we all have a part to play in this. You might be in the front lines, you might be in the back lines, you might be supporting from the sidelines, but it's a group effort. We need to get the word out there. So you can get the word out there yourself through groups, through direct conversations with people in your area. Make your own media, make your own clips, speak your own mind. Don't worry about what people think about you. Don't worry about the reception you may get, negative or positive, or will they like. It doesn't matter. Get the word out there. We've all got devices and we're all very good at using them and we're all on them all the time and we all have networks. So let's get more messages out or spread more messages. I think that's the key. While we still can, because remember the government is trying to shut down citizen journalism and combat mis and disinformation, while it's evident through polls that the state broadcaster RTE is not looked upon as trustworthy by 60% of the people in Ireland. So I'm bringing the contents of this clip to you. You can make of them what you want. We're all adults. We've all got a critical thinking brain. And I'm analysing the message here as per now. But feel free to leave your thoughts, comments and opinions below. I'm Rick Munn. No risk, no reward media. Over and out.